Okay. If you say so, sir. Well, you can still join. Okay. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome to Medical Mondays with Dr. O. I'm Toyin Okwesomi, a family practitioner, HIV specialist, and substance use disorder treater in Maryland. I enjoy Medical Mondays because I learned so much on this program. And I'm so excited that every week we are able to get one of our own to come, just to come impart in us. And last week, we have our very own multi-millionaire, Douglas Eze, come talk to us about trusts and how to really manage our finances. And if you missed last week, please go to YouTube or Facebook and Google or search Medical Mondays with Dr. O to view that program and learn from it. I got so many text messages and phone calls regarding it. So this week, we have been blessed to have Douglas come back to tell us about how to eliminate debt, which is a big problem with many people, especially in the diaspora. So without much ado, I'm going to have Douglas introduce himself again and take over the presentation. Douglas, welcome, and thank you for giving us your time again. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
People are doing well.
Good evening. Good evening.
My name is Douglas Eze. I've been in the financial service business for over 25 years. I work with a lot of high net worth families, individuals, business owners, and I train a lot of financial advisors. So I have over 1,000 financial advisors, that work in my company, CPAs. So I have enrolled agents that we teach how to use financial products. Because a lot of times, so many families get their financial knowledge from the media, the government, and the banks, and which is okay. The only problem is all they're doing is giving you information that will take your money away from you and pass your money over to government, pass it over to the media, and pass it over to the banks. We won't talk about that. But before I do that, I want to share my screen real quick. I want to show you something so you get to see some of the things that's happening and how the government, the media, and the banks. Well, let's look at the government first. So this is what we call the U.S. debt clock. Have any of you ever seen this before? Highlight some things on here.
No, it's very busy.
Very, very busy.
I have never seen it.
No. So we'll address it. We're going to talk about it. So this is the U.S. national debt right there. That's how the U.S. government owes. And it's going up every second. That's in trillions of dollars, 32 trillion.
Wow.
That's how much debt. Then this is the total U.S. total debt, $100 trillion. It's a lot of money going up every second. So who's going to pay all this debt? Who's going to pay it? We want to address that. We want to talk about it. So if you're hoping for the government to bail you out and help you, well, they have their own issues that they need to figure out. But there's something else though I want to talk about, because a lot of times the politicians only use these two, those two things. And I also want to make sure you all understand that when you have debt or when you have assets, which is so important, then you don't have nothing to worry about. Look at the US total national asset. Is that right there? That's more than the debt. That's $192 trillion. And it goes up every second as well. So, yes, the US got debt at this level, but their assets is right here. Unfortunately for so many people, most people have debt and they did have this amount of asset. So how will you ever win when it comes to finance when your debt is here and your assets are here? But why is the government not paying off this debt? Well, because they rather use other people's money instead of their own. So they don't want to use their money. They rather use somebody else's money to do it. In each situation, this is household assets. This is assets per US citizen, 575. So everything is being counted. Everything is known. So I just wanted to start with that and show you so you start understanding. A lot of times, when it comes to money conversations, we don't really pay too much attention to it. But also there's a lot of things. So this is a good website to visit. It's called usdebtclock.org. Make sure you visit that website. Take a look, go browse around. There's a lot of great information here. Even under the source, the gold, you could click that and see how much gold is available. Gold precious metals. You probably never saw this before, because a lot of times we get our information from where? The media. Let me bring this up. So as you can see, United States gold holdings by country in ounces. US over 286. Germany was number 218. China is all the way here. Russia is right here. So when people are talking about gold standard and all this stuff, US still is the leader. US got money. So that's why I always bet on the US government. I just focus on my focus and keep working and do what I need to do and not follow the masses. A lot of times you follow the masses and you follow all the noisemakers that make a lot of noise about, oh, America owes all this money. But again, they have a lot of natural resources. They have a lot. They just don't, they're not using theirs. There's a reason. Everything they do, there's a reason for it. So today we'll talk about getting out of debt and building wealth at the same time. All right. So that's what we're talking about. Building wealth and getting out of debt all at the same time. So not just being debt free, but also building wealth. Okay. But there's one guy I want to show real quick. Because a lot of, I don't know, there might be some people on here that listen to him, but he's being sued right now for a lot of money. Dave Ramsey, you all heard of him, right? Being sued.
Yes.
So many people have been misled by him in some areas. But but before we go into this, let me open up a PowerPoint real quick. So what I want to do.
But what happened with Dave Ramsey?
I wanted to show it, but hold on, let me just see. I mean, I'll show you. You don't miss nothing, do you?
No, I don't.
So Dave Ramsey, the suit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington in April claims Ramsey received more than $30 million between 2000 to 2020 to promote timeshare exit. So basically, he was promoting a company that was paying him, money to promote them, to tell people how to get out of their timeshares or whatever that he was doing. So, but that company happened to be a fraud. But, again, folks get the information from the media. And this dude just, he's capitalizing on a lot of folks that believe in what he's talking about. Now, of course, he has some good things, but he also has a lot of, bad things. But nobody ever talks about it. But it's all good. All right, let's focus.
Can you really, sorry for I don't mean to disrupt, but can you really get out of timeshare?
Not really. I don't.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought so. That's okay. Let's go on. It's a trap. It's a lifetime trap.
No, there are people have gotten out of timeshares.
Well, these people didn't get out, but let's forget that. That's another conversation for another day. So let's talk about the 7-step presentation. So what we want to do is kind of ask you a couple of questions. You can put on the chat bar as you answer it. The first question we always ask is, are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubt? So you could give me the answer in the chat bar. Are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubt? So let's see it. All right. So let me see the answers. Not 100% at the moment. Got some doubt. All right. Appreciate you sharing. Okay. And next question is, what if I could show you how to get out of debt in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, your student loans, your credit card, your car note, without you spending any additional money than you're currently spending right now? Would that be a conversation you want to have? Yes or no?
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Get on. I like that. Sure. All right. Cool. Awesome. So here's the thing, right? What's going on today? The average American household, for every dollar you make, 34% of your dollar goes to interest rate, credit card interest rate, mortgage interest rate, student loan interest rate, financing a car interest. 34%. That's a lot of money. One second, let me open this office door first.
You'll be right back.
Apologize.
Sit tight.
Yeah. Then you got 40% of your dollar goes to taxes. Now, a lot of times, what do people do? They always think about, just the income tax that comes out of your paycheck. So for every dollar, 40%. How about the tax after you pay your income tax? What about the tax that comes out from when you go on vacation? The other tax when you pay for utilities, different things. So between the government and the banks, that's 74% of your dollar is gone. Then you're left with 26%. But out of 26%, 23% goes towards your lifestyle. For those, for us Nigerians, lifestyle, buying ashoke, buying clothes to go to weddings.
Hey,
Parties.
that's important.
Yeah, enjoying yourself, looking good, eating out, doing all the things that you love to do, traveling back to Nigeria, then 3% is earmarked towards your future savings. 3%. See, folks, the average household debt is $250,000. $250,000, the average household debt. So one thing that we teach is very simple. We let's show you a different way, your own way of you doing it, your family bank approach. Because the whole idea is for you to create your own family bank. How do we do it? Very simple. We do this. See, what if I could help you reduce the amount of interest you're paying? Instead of paying 34%, what if we could bring it to 22%? Bring it down to 22%. What about taxes? What if we could minimize the amount of taxes you're paying? See, the wealthy spend a lot of money to find ways to minimize their tax liability. But it's not something that most people understand, because we have a lot of professionals, right? A lot of professionals. We have CPAs, we have financial advisors, we have investment, we have all these people, we have tax professionals, but yet America is still in so much debt because most people don't look at people's debt. They're focusing on other things, we'll address that. And then look at the lifestyle. We increase the lifestyle to 33% because I'm that financial advisor that's going to say, listen, I'm not going to tell you to cut down on your lifestyle like most financial advisors will tell you. Oh, you need to stop drinking coffee, and they start doing the math for you. $5 a day coffee. You need to reduce your lifestyle. You need to start eating ramen noodles. Or for us Nigerians, start drinking gari and granite. So you don't, So I'm not going to tell you that because that's not what I do. I focus on these two guys right here. The biggest problem, interest rate and taxes. If I could help you reduce them, then that's a big deal. Then you could redirect the money. See, now you're able to save more money. Now you're able to enjoy your family and create a lifestyle that in the future, you'll still be able to have either the same lifestyle you have today or better in the future, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be poor in the future. We were talking about retirement earlier, and the key is because retirement is on unemployment. So many people retire and they go back to work. They go back to work because there's a reason for that. If you don't have any money, you have no voice. You could be the smartest human being on earth, but if there's no dollar bill behind your name, they're not going to invite you to come talk at the White House or different places or whatever. So sad, right? So step one is knowledge. See, knowledge becomes power only when you do what? Put it to use. A lot of us have knowledge about a lot of things, how to plan a wedding, different things. But knowledge is great if you use it. If you don't use it, then it's just wasted. And there's so many people, all they do is just gather knowledge. They gather knowledge, but they never make a move, and they wonder, why? Why am I still in the same position? Well, you're not using the knowledge that you got. You're not making calls. You're not getting in the room with the right people to help. So what if we could teach you how to reduce the volume of interest you're paying to lenders, get you out of debt in 9 years or less, improve your cash flow, decrease taxes? That's a thing, right? Decrease taxes. You might be sitting there and saying, how can you do that? Well, even Trump himself, he's a billionaire. He only paid less. He paid less tax than everybody else. Even Warren Buffett, billionaire, he paid less taxes. Save for college. Retire with tax-favored income. What is tax-favored income? That's money when you retire that you don't have to pay taxes on. So the game of life just looks like this, right? You know, why does it feel like every step forward takes us 2 steps backwards? We start off the game of life, credit card debt. Then we buy a car. When we go to college, oh yeah, you know, they finance. Then you get to college, and what happens in college? More debt. That's where the banks live in the college. They're giving students, children, credit cards. My daughter was telling me, because she has full scholarship to a computer, you know, doing computer science, full scholarship. But she was telling me the other day, because, you know, they understand money because I've taught them all these things. And she's like, man, Daddy, all these banks keep coming in and asking us to get free money, get credit card, apply for this credit card, you know? Now, if you don't teach your children the importance of credit debt and using credit card, because again, students, what are they going to do? Oh, this is free money. And they start swiping, and they get in debt. So now they have that debt. And then they graduate from college. They get to this end, they buy, you know, the guys, for example, who go buy a brand new car. Because now they're like, all right, let's do it. And while he's driving down the road, he sees a young lady. Hey, man, your car is a nice car. Oh yeah, beautiful car. And they start talking, and now, boom, they get married. Let's buy the American dream. Let's buy a house, real estate. Let's get a house. Let's buy it. They get a house, they're more debt. And thus the circle continues. They retire with more debt, and they gotta go back to work. It's crazy, isn't it? So total assets at age 65 that's going to pass through your hand throughout your lifetime income, $2 million. Well, unfortunately, most people only have $60,000 saved. That's that 3% we talked about. This isn't the American dream that we all came to America for. That's not the dream. You know, basically it's a nightmare. You know, and one thing that we're doing now with our company, American Classic, is we're going after the Africans, not just, you know, Nigerians. I mean, we're going after North Africa, South Africa, West Africa, East Africa, and then the Caribbeans. Why? Because there's so many of us that come into America. We're grateful that we're here because it's better than where we came from, you know, in terms of resources and things, right, available, and the opportunity if you do what you do. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of people that still don't understand what's going on. I met so many. And as soon as they drop dead, everything is gone. Because a lot of people are not properly protected. The government, the US government, understand the system. That's why they have the borders open. And they say, just come on in, no worries. Why? Because they want you to pay taxes. You pay taxes while you're alive, you're gonna pay taxes when you die. Just that simple. The government don't print money. They make money off of taxes. And they've created a system that allowed them to collect a whole lot of money. There's so many of Africans that don't even have a will in place, you know? And guess what happens? Everything you worked hard for goes to probate court. And then the creditors will get money for before your children even touch the money. There's so many that have paid off their house. They have all this house paid off. They have all this equity in the house, but yet they're broke. No money saved. But yet you have money in your house, just sitting there, not making you no money. We want to change that mindset. Step 2, cash flow. When you track your money, you control it. Key, and you're gonna be hearing a lot of times when you ever talk to me, it's control, control, control. If you don't have control of your money, somebody else is gonna be controlling it for you. So we have different opportunities for you to use in controlling your money. We call it spending planner, but there's one app I want to give you that you could download. You know, it's called Cube Money. Cube Money. Cube Money. Go online, download it. What we've done, you know, I'm an investor in Cube Money. 2 of my friends developed it, and it's an app. We looked at the system. So this app allows you to control your spending, and help you save at the same time and get you out of debt fast too. You know, the discretionary debt kind of helps you control your money, because a lot of times we just spend, because money is like water.
Mm.
It's like water. Water and money are both looking for the least resistance to get away from it. If you put water, if you put water in a cup, if you put water in a cup, that water is saying to you, what do you want to do with me? You either drink me, use me to clean the house, but I'm not a cup person. I don't like sitting in a cup doing nothing. If you ignore the water, it's going to start evaporating. After months, after years, that cup will be empty. If there's a small hole in that cup, you keep pouring water in it, it's going to keep draining out. Before you know it, you're like, man, what's going on with this water? Because you didn't know there's a hole in it, you keep forcing water into that cup. It's going to keep going. Same thing with your money. Your money doesn't like sitting around doing nothing. You either spend money or save money. And there's always things to take money away from you. Always. Because that's a system, right? So you got to first identify, and we want to talk about it, the holes in your financial bucket. We want to address that later. So this just allows you to kind of put everything together, but you could use the app. It's a lot more, digital. And what we did was we took the guy I just mentioned his name earlier. He has a system called the 7-envelope system, where you have 7 different envelopes and you put different things on there. The only problem with this situation is at the end of the 7 envelope, you're broke. You pay off all your debt, but you're broke. So we kept trying to figure out what's the best way to design something that makes sense, that's going to not only give you the proper budgeting system, but also allows you to win with it. So we developed a digital 7-envelope system. Because again, in life, everything is idea. If somebody else has it, you enhance it, make it better. And we've gotten so many reviews on it, and it's crazy. We get loads of downloads. So I have it with my kids as well, which also helps me with my daughter that she's in college. So when I load up her debit card, which is what it is. It has a debit card that comes with it. I load it up with money. She's on a budget, and she's able to control her budget. And I say, hey, every month you stay under your budget, I'm going to reward you with some dollars. So at the end of the year, you're going to receive that. So it makes them stay on the budget. Now, plan for the unexpected and the expected, the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule. So what does that mean? See, a lot of times when we're planning to save for the future, what do? There's long-term savings, and then there's emergency and emotional savings. So one thing that I teach is this. If you make $100,000 a year and your goal is to save $10,000, 10% of your money every year, then 80% of your $10,000, that's $8,000, goes towards your long-term savings. Then the other 20% we earmark it for emergency and emotional spending, right? Because we as human beings spend money based on emotion. You see someone that says, baby, I'm just going to the mall real quick. I just want to look around and stretch my feet. Don't want to do nothing. I'm not shopping, not buying anything. And then they get to the mall and they start packing stuff, buying stuff. That's emotional spending. You made that decision based on emotion. Now understand this. At the end of the day, we're not telling you don't spend the money, but if you plan for it, then it's okay because it's already earmarked for that. So you want to plan for the unexpected and the expected, okay? Now, a bank is a business. A bank is a business. No matter how they smile at you at the bank when you walk in there, no matter how they do all that, they're still a business. They don't print money. Banks do not print money. They don't. I know you might not believe it, but they don't print money. Banks are in business to make money. And when you go to the bank and you put $10,000 in the bank account, $10,000 in your savings account or checking account, Then the bank says, thank you so much, because all you've done is you've loaned the bank money. You just loaned them $10,000. A lot of people don't look at it that way. That's what you've done. If I give you money and you say, I'm going to pay you back with interest, that's a loan, isn't it? Exactly. It's a loan. You loan money to the bank. Unfortunately, that interest that you pay, because again, the way this type of loan works, the bank calls it a savings. You call it a savings, the bank calls it a loan. So the government says, all right, since you're calling it a savings account, we're going to charge you taxes on that 1% when you make it. Then the next day you go to the bank, same bank that you just gave $10,000 to on your own free will. You walked yourself to the bank. You didn't ask for a credit check. You didn't do a credit check on the bank. You didn't ask them for their income verification. You didn't ask them, are you? I was going to make a joke, but I'm going to leave that alone. You didn't ask them all these questions. You just went ahead and deposited the money. And they call you, hey, we Nigerians were like, oh, I know the bank manager. Really? Bank manager too is an employee of the bank. She don't know nothing either. She's putting money in the same bank. That's my friend. I sit down with the bank manager. I said, well, yeah. Okay. And the bank, you go back there the next day, you walk back into the bank. Hey, bank manager, how are you? How are your kids? Oh, the kids are good. How was Father's Day? Father's Day, oh, beautiful. Man, doctor, come in, sit down. I want to borrow some money, sir. Okay, cool, no problem. What's your credit? Well, I just gave you 10 grand. Why are you asking me for my credit? So, we got to do that. What's your social security number? Fill out this application. How much you making a year? All right, cool. We're going to give you the money. What's interest rate? Oh, well, because of the based on your credit, go from anywhere from 4, 17, 8%, 29, 24%. Now, here's the deal that a lot of people don't know. For every dollar you give to the bank has every right to take your $10,000, your $10,000, and loan it to 7 to 10 different people. Think about that for a second. They take your money and loan it 7 to 10 different people. So they're going to make anywhere from 30 to 48, 50% interest off of your dollar. But yet they just give you 1%. Or, and I'm being nice with the 1%, 0.25% for those of you that have Bank of America account, Navy Federal. Oh yeah, I got big bank, Bank of America. 0.25%. How are you going to ever grow? Now, remember, there's a difference between saving money and investing money. Big difference. You have to save first and invest later. Because every time I hear people, I want to invest, I want to save, I want to invest money. Well, cool. A lot of people get into trouble because they don't even know what they're investing in. They take their hard, especially my business owners. My business owners, you take your hard-earned money and you go invest in a stock market mutual fund because some financial advisor ain't got no money, walks into your office, maybe you look different, I'm going to say hi, I'm going to say what it is. It's true. I have some people in here too, the office, some other clients that, they come in and we go, oh yeah, and they tell you how sexy this mutual fund is. And this mutual fund is being performed. This is a Merrill Lynch or Fidelity investment. You got to put your money in there, forgetting that you have a business that's already volatile. Your business makes money today, makes money, you go on all that. And then you're going to take your hard-earned profit and go give it to another business, because that's what a mutual fund of stock is. And then when there's war in China and the market tanks, you lost money in the market. Your business is shut down because clients are not coming in because they're scared. There's a recession, nobody's spending money. And you're like, man, I just lost my money. And nobody says anything. And you just home by yourself crying. I just lost 100,000. I just lost this. Broad daylight robbery. That's some and the government supports it. We're going to teach you how to become your own bank. So you could use your money multiple times, just like the bank. Why would you want to do that? So you could become the bank and use your money 3 to 4 times, just like the banks are doing, so that you can continue to win more so than having the banks win. Would you like to be your own bank and do the same thing the banks are doing?
Oh, yes.
Right? That's how I am. I have my own bank. We won't talk about that. Step 3, debt. If you could minimize debt, you could create additional wealth for yourself. Think about that for a second. Think about it. What are the debts that we have? Mortgage. Some people are paying $2,000, $4,000 mortgage. If you could get rid of that, imagine all the money you could make, you could have. We'll address all that. So let's look at a typical American family. Mark and Joyce. See, debt doesn't care, doesn't have no color, it doesn't matter. Everybody has the same issue. Everyone. I have clients that are Asians, Indians, white America, Black America, tons, because America is built with that system. Like today, everybody's going shopping. They forgot that the people died for you, but shop. Every day there's a holiday coming up. Somebody was asking me today, man, your kids don't wear Gucci and all this stuff. Why should they wear Gucci? I'm the only one that can wear Gucci and Versace or whatever I want to buy with my money. It's my money, it's not their money. They don't fly business class with me or first class. They sit on the back of the plane. It's called business class for a reason. I fly because it's my money. They sit on the back. That's how it is. But that's another conversation. Get into a mentorship class and we'll teach you these things. So Mark and Joyce, they're both 37 and 35 years old. They want to retire at age 65. And I said to them, Mark and Joyce, how much you all make a month? They said, well, with their chest out, they said, we make $7,000 a month. I said, that's great income. It's a lot of money. I said, how much do you want to retire with? They're like, well, when we retire, we want to retire with at least $5,000 a month, 80% of our income. I said, how did you get that money? Well, we saw with that Fidelity line. Our financial advisor told us all we don't need to worry about, because at retirement, your house will be paid off. You don't have any debt. Your kids are gone. So you just need a little bit of money. All he's telling you is that you're going to be broke at retirement. $5,000. Did he think about inflation? Because over $5,000, your $5,000 today is different from $5,000 in the future. So my conversation with my client is, hey, I want you to have $14,000, Mark and Joyce, not $5,000. Somebody's phone is unmuted. Please mute your line so you don't interrupt the call. All right. So then we have children. Mark and Joyce have 3, 4, and 8-year-old. And we ask them, Mark and Joyce, do you have a college plan for your kids? You know what they said? Nope, we do not. I said, okay. So I said, Mark and Joyce, tell me your areas of concern. What are you concerned about? What would you like us to help you with? They said, well, we want to increase retirement income. We want to reduce debt. We want to get spending under control. We want to plan college planning for our kids, increase savings. See, one thing that makes me unique and different from a lot of financial advisors is this. I help my clients find money in places that they might be throwing money away unknowingly because they don't know they're doing it. And unnecessarily, we could fix it. And I'm the financial doctor. So when you come into my office, we're not going to sit down and just give you a product and sell you, here's a mutual fund. Give me your money, let me invest. No, I don't do that. If you cannot fill out a financial question and give me everything to me to see what's going on in your financial world, I don't want to do business with you. Stand the, because how can the doctor help you if they don't know what's going on with your health? If they didn't do a blood test, they didn't get you to stand on that scale that you don't want to stand on. They still use those scales. They show you stand on the scale. Let's check your blood pressure. Let's do a blood test. They do that. And then when the results come, they go in and they analyze the result. At least the right doctor will do and look at everything, see what's going on. And then he comes back and says, man, this is what's happening with your health. You have this, that's why you have this headache. That's why you have this. Let's fix it now. Then they find the right prescription to take care of you. You know, same thing when you work with a financial advisor that understands money, that understands to plug the holes in your financial bucket. You have to fill out a financial questionnaire. So Mark and Joyce did that for me. And I said, I need to know where you're saving and where you're investing money. You got to be transparent. I need to understand it. I need to know it. And they fill the form out. They have money in the savings account with Bank of America. We're not asking them for bank account number. We're not asking for their social security number. We're just asking for the place the money is sitting. So they have money with Bank of America. They have $6,000 sitting in Bank of America. They're contributing $25 a month. And Bank of America say, thank you for the money. I'll pay you 0.25%. Then they have Fidelity account with their 401k. They have $36,500 in the account. And they're contributing $300 a month. And Fidelity, the average rate of return, not guarantee. There's a difference between average and guarantee. Average is not money, it's just math. So they're making an average of 5% return on the money. Then we said, give me a list of all your current debt. And they laid it out. Man, they laid it out. Boom, boom. A lot of people are so scared to talk about their debt. I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. Don't be scared about it. I had a registered nurse. She was 65 years old. I think I have her sample and I'm showing it to you. She was referred to me and she was in tears when she came to me. And she said, man, I have all this debt. I've met with so many financial advisors and none could help me. I don't even know if you could do anything for me. So I'm going to show you what we did for her. I'll show you. But here we go with Mark and Joyce. Their debt balance is $180,000. And they're spending $2,177 every month, faithfully. And the average interest rate they're paying is 10%. Average. But what is average? You take the number, divide it, and you get a number. That's just smart, folks. Now, debt summary. Mark and Joyce's total debt was $180,000, but their real debt, which includes the interest, is $380,000. A lot of us only focus on, total debt, but we don't count the interest that's attached to that debt. So the interest paid is $199,000, and it's going to take them 30 years to pay it off, including their mortgage. That's a long time and a lot of money going to the banks. So their current retirement plan, we can't let the retirement plan go. So they have $36,500, $300 monthly contribution, 5% annual interest rate they're paying, 25% income tax bracket. So when you start at work and the job says, hey, we're going to pay you this amount of money. And you say, man, thank you. You call your husband, you call your wife, baby, I got the job. They're going to pay me this amount of money. Guess who else your job just called? The job say, hey, government, we just offered Dr. O, some income, and she's going to make this amount of money. And the government says to the job, hey, make sure you charge her taxes and send us our money because she owes us 25%. She's our business partner. And we're the silent partner. So when they retire, in 30 years before taxes, they're looking at their retirement. I got $408,000 saved. Now let me go get my money. The government said, wait. You owe us some money, 25%. The government walks away with over 100,000, and you take home 306 after taxes. And then when you go to the grocery store, when you go buy food, go buy clothes, you go buy gas, you go to Africa, Niger, you buy that airplane ticket. Guess what? You gotta pay taxes. So the money starts dwindling, and then it's done. And then guess what most people do? They have to go back to work. Working at Walmart. Hey, welcome to Walmart. Can I help you? Because those people that are there, they used to have a great job just like you. They used to do everything just like you. But today, they are Walmart, they're working at McDonald's at age 65. That's not the lifestyle we need to have. So let's take a look at what we did for Mark and Joyce to accomplish their family bank. Guess what we did? We got them out of debt in 7.8 years. They saved interest, $122,000. I'm going to tell you something about saved interest, because so many people, oh, I just saved interest because I made extra payment on my mortgage. I didn't have to pay the bank $200,000. I only paid them $100,000. So I saved interest. Well, my question is, if you saved interest, show me the money. See, with my situation here, guess what? Mark and Joyce showed me the money. They have $1 million saved over that 30-year period. Guess what? They also freed up $2,177 a month. This was used for their retirement. They have $1 million. See, their current plan, $306,000. With our plan, $1 million tax favor for retirement. This is real. And I'm going to show you examples of business owners that we've helped, individuals that we've helped, families that we've helped. See, what is the cost not to do your family bank or to create one? Well, you wouldn't have $1 million in retirement. You would have saved $122,000 interest. You have your 306, that's Mark and Joyce. They would have lost $820,000. This is what we call opportunity cost. Step 4, taxes. The less you pay, the more you keep. Why you think wealthy people spend money? They pay a whole lot of money to find ways to minimize their tax liability. They find ways to minimize their tax liability. One of my clients, they just sold a business. And the business, two partners, actually, they own a healthcare agency. Not the healthcare, but urgent care, urgent care, agency. And they sold it. They made a lot of money selling it. Each of them made great money. Made great money. But before they did, they made the right call. They called my office, they called me, and they said, hey, we're about to sell this business. We want cash for a whole lot of money, but we want to find ways to minimize the tax bill. How can we do it? We restructured them and took them from a 35% tax bracket to 5% legally. And they struck a check. And they paid, though. It wasn't cheap, because we ain't cheap. I ain't cheap. They paid. We'll save money. Either give it to the IRS, or you find a way to pay the right company. And that's what they did. So the wealthy spend a lot of money doing that. That's why Warren Buffett said, I wish I could pay the same amount of money like my secretary. Well, write a check, Warren, if you want to do it. But he ain't doing that. He's paying, he don't pay. Trump, all of them. Mitt Romney, all of them. They find ways to minimize taxes. And what do they say? It's legal. We're not doing anything illegal. It's the tax code. Unfortunately, not every lawyer know about it. They don't know. Not CPAs don't know. Some of them don't. You have to understand the tax code is so much. So you have to have the right team in place. So the less you pay, the more you keep. How many of you believe taxes are going to be low, high, or stay the same in the future? You think it's going to be higher?
It'll go higher.
You think it's going to be lower? Of course, it's going to be higher. The reason it's going to be higher because one, yes, ain't nobody still that stimulus check, all this COVID, all these things, this war going on in Ukraine or whatever. Who is going to pay it? I just showed you how much money the government's. You are. If we think taxes are going to be higher, is postponing taxes a good idea? Is it a good idea to keep postponing it? No. So when do you want to start tax planning? Do you want to wait till the end to start planning, or you want to start today? Unfortunately, a lot of people keep procrastinating, putting stuff off, until something happens, which is why the government makes money when we're working. They make money throughout our working life. And then when we die, they still make money, because when people die, you still have to file taxes, the final tax, are dead. And a lot of us acquire so many assets. That's my real estate, I own it. That's my company. That's my car. All titled to your name. Yeah, you have an LLC. LLC stands for large lawsuit coming. It's still pointing to you, to your name. So how do you minimize this tax liability, even at debt? There's ways to do it legally. So I have a business proposal for you. If we're going to go into business together, think about it. This is a proposal I'm giving you. But you're going to put up all the money for the business. You're going to take all the risk for the business. You will manage the business on a day-to-day basis. 30 years from now, I'll tell you how much you owe me. How many of you want to go into business with me? Put in the chat bar or announce it. Say it. Hell no. That's what you should say. Hell no. It's a bad business proposal. Very bad. Very, very bad. No, I'm not. But guess what? If you have a 401k, if you have an IRA, if you have a 403b, 4TSP, 457, all that, that's you. You're in business with the federal government. They're your business partner. You're putting up all the money for your 401k, your TSP, your 403b. You're taking all the risk. You're managing it every day on a day-to-day basis. 30 years from today, the government will say, hey, where? It was last year. They didn't do nothing. But yet, millions of people put money in there because that's what the media says. That's what your financial advisor say. Oh, well, I'm the financial advisor. I have my financial advisor, Edward Jones, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch. And I say, Lago Financial. No, you know Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley. Okay. And then a lot of people start IRA. Oh, I want to have an IRA. Okay. Let's look at an IRA and let's understand an IRA. You're contributing $5,000. This example here. The tax bracket is 25%. So we will use what they call rule of 72 because this IRA is paying 10% growth interest on the money. So we're going to use rule of 72. Rule of 72 is a mathematical formula that says, hey, for every interest rate you earn, you divide it by 72, it tells you how long it's going to take that money to double. So if you divide 10 from 72, it tells you it's going to take the money every 7 years to compound, to double. All right. So in this case, this 45-year-old puts $5,000 in there, doubles 10,000 at age 52, 20,000 at age 59. It's 40,000 at 66, just the one-time contribution. But then, because he felt that he was saving money in taxes, I got tax savings of $1,250. That also compounds. Now he's 66 years old. He looks in his account. He says, I got $40,000. Let me go get it. And he walks into the account to pull out the money. And the government said, wait, dude. Wait, you haven't paid taxes on this one. What? I got to pay taxes? There's some people that don't even know that they got to pay taxes at the end of their 401k account. That they got to pay taxes when they retire. Yes, you do have to pay taxes, sir. And guess what? $10,000 go back to the government. When I saw this and I talked to my tax guy, I said, dude, where's the tax savings that everybody's doing? He said, Douglas, there's no tax savings. There's none. So why are people putting money in here? Well, because the media is powerful, the government's powerful. They deceive you and the banks. They say, come, give your money. And so many people fall into this trap. So let's take a closer look. What happens? This is a person that says, I want to invest $10,000 for the next 28 years. I'll just put away one time 10 grand, 7% interest, 25% tax rate. So there's 3 different ways you could save money. They're taxed today, taxed now. That's a red one. What is that? Mutual fund, stocks, savings account, money market account, CDs, anywhere that you put money that you have to pay taxes on the profit. So I'll give you an example of that. So if you have a person that makes $100K income, $100,000, all right, this person says, you know what, I want to save $10,000 every year. Well, remember, let's just say he's at 25% tax bracket. So he pays taxes up front in his paycheck. They take the money out. Maybe his job doesn't offer any type of 401k. So the government takes 25K. So he's left with $75,000. And he says, well, I still want to save. I'm not going to live off of 75. I could live off of 65. All right. And he takes 10K and he puts into this savings account with his local bank, or in a mutual fund that is paying a 7% interest. And that's it. In 28 years, he's going to walk away with $41,900. The second account, this guy here, this is a tax deferred account, or I call it tax postponed account. So the same guy, this is the second guy, he says, well, you know what? My job offers a 401k. Oh, really? Okay, good. You want to put money in it? Yes, I want to save money in taxes. Oh, you can. And they talk to their neighbor. Yeah, you should do it. Okay, all right, I'll put it. Because most people don't even know what they're doing. They just talk to their coworker and says, all right, take the thing and pay taxes on just $90,000. So he takes $10,000 out of there, dumps it in his 401k account. He doesn't pay taxes on that money. And then he goes out and makes the same 7% that this guy made over here. And the government say, oh, don't worry, you don't have to pay taxes either on this 7%. You could defer it to later. When that later comes at 28 years, he walks away with $49,866. You only pay taxes on the 90K. His tax bracket doesn't change. It's still the same tax bracket. And the only reason he paid the same amount later in the future is because the tax bracket didn't go up. If he went up, he would have paid more for $49,866. But then there's this guy, tax-free. Yes, tax-free. There's such a thing. Again, there's 2 accounts the government allows. I'll tell you those 2 at the end of this. $100,000 again, this guy makes. The guy says, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay the taxes on this right now. And he pays his taxes. 25K goes to the government. He's left with $75,000, just like the first guy. He says, well, I still want to save 10K. He takes his 10K, puts in here, and he goes home with 65K to take care of his family and do everything he needs to do. But the government said, well, because you already pay taxes here, you don't have to pay taxes on the savings. And he says, oh, that's even better. So he puts the money in this account, and look at him. He walks away with $66,488, tax-free. There's 2 accounts the government allow you to use for something like this. Unfortunately, there's only one that most people hear about on social media. Actually, there's 3 accounts, 3 accounts. I'll give you all 3. The first one that everybody hear about is Roth IRA. Roth IRA. Unfortunately, a Roth IRA is limited in how much you could contribute to it. And 2, when you make a certain amount of income, you don't qualify. So the government give it and the government take away. So if you make a 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, you don't qualify to contribute to a Roth IRA. The second one is what they call municipal bonds. But a municipal bond is okay, but it's not for building wealth. It's for distribution. You know, pays you a certain amount. But the third one that nobody ever talks about, that is like a Roth IRA, I call it Roth IRA on steroids. So you pump some steroids in. I know you're doctors, but this is, the best way I could describe it for you. It's what we call cash value insurance. That's a Roth IRA on steroids. It's crazy. Cash value insurance. It has all the benefit of this guy, has all the benefit of this guy, and it has all the benefit of this guy. But unfortunately, nobody ever talks about this because most people, even some insurance agents, don't even understand how to design it properly. I've met people, I have a cash value insurance. I said, okay, cool. When we look at how it's designed, it wasn't designed properly because the agent was just looking out for himself, not for you. Step 5, risk. Don't lose a lifetime of work. This is where I call it the leaky buckets. The money, the holes in your financial bucket that you never think about, right? So let's look at that. See, what are your potential risks? Well, this is all of them. Taxes, market fluctuations, because the market is speculation. It's not compounding interest. So it goes up, it goes down. Inflation, see, when it goes down, what does your financial advisor say? Oh, it's paper loss. Don't worry, just hang tight, please, just hang tight. It's gonna bounce back. Man, you're 55 years old now. You got 10 more years. It's gonna bounce back. Okay, how long is it gonna take to bounce back, sir? Don't worry, it's paper loss. In the meantime, he just made commission too, because he makes commission when the market is down. He makes commission when the market is up. Doesn't make a difference. He's charging fees, especially I see some people with their chest out. Well, I'm paying my financial advisor a fee every year. I pay him a fee. Okay, sounds good. Oh yeah, inflation, emergencies. Something happens. They call you up. Man, something just happened. Can you send some money? You send money. Reduces your future money for your future person. Disability. What if you cannot work? Have you thought about what it's going to take you to replace your income? What if somebody should sue you? Lawsuit. And the lawsuit and your insurance only covers a little bit. Now they do a civil suit and they come after your assets. All that money you've been piling up, and they go after it and get it. Because there's such a thing as what we call forensic attorneys. That all they do is find the money. They find everything. When they do that discovery, and they come after you. Fraud, that's one. Now, the more we go into things, people are getting defrauded every day. What about outliving your money? Then debt. All these are potential risks. You got to protect yourself from all this stuff from happening. Every one of them. So that if it does happen, you don't have to do a GoFundMe or anything like that. Because the IRS could put a lien on your bank account and say, hey, we think. There's no proof. They just think that you owe them money. And because they think you owe them money, they freeze your bank account. That's crazy. Or the market goes down, you lose money. Can't do anything about it. Step 6, the big picture program. Know where you're going and how to get there. See, if you're going on vacation or you're traveling somewhere, you know, I live in Maryland. If I'm going to New York, I know exactly what route to take to get, if I'm going to drive, right? I know how to get there. You know, who is helping you with your retirement roadmap? Do you know the exact amount of money you want to retire with? Do you know how much you need to be putting away on a month, on an annual basis to allow you to retire with the same lifestyle you have today or even better? Do you know the rate of return you should be getting on your money so that when you reach your retirement age, you could retire with the same amount of money or better? Live the same lifestyle you want that you're currently living today or better? That conversation needs to be had. There's 3 phases of money. There's maximization, there's accumulation, there's distribution. Maximization, maxing out your contribution, putting the maximum amount of money away. A lot of people think, oh, I need to accumulate money. I need to get a higher interest rate. Listen, getting a higher interest rate involves a lot of risk. Can you afford to take risk on your money? Then the last one is distribution. When you finally retire and you start drawing income, how long will that money last you? A lot of people outlive their money. So what I do, what makes me different, is the fact that we find money in the places that you're throwing the money away so that you can add more money towards your future so that your accumulation dollars will grow, because the more you put over here, the better. So that when you do retire, you never run out of money when you start distributing and receiving income. And you pay 0 taxes at retirement. There's such a thing as that. It does exist. And the government is okay with it. The big picture plan benefits. Since we started doing this program for so many families and business owners, we start finding our families argue less about money. We help them find wasted money. We help them improve their cash flow. We dramatically increase their savings. We get them out of debt faster than they ever thought was possible. We show them how to prioritize their accounts, and they retire with a tax-favored income. Mark and Joy's debt summary. Total debt was $180,000. Their real debt, $380,000, with an interest paid of $199,000. We helped them accomplish this. We freed them from lenders in 7.8 years, saved them interest of $122,000, freed up $2,177. Instead of them spending it, they said, no, I'm going to keep saving it. The mistake so many of us make is when we pay off a debt, we're like, you know, I paid off the debt. I'm happy. You take a picture, post it on Facebook, and guess what? Save the money. Oh, I don't even know where the money is gone. Because money does not sit. It has to be moving. And if you don't have it move to the place you want it to go, either you're making interest or you're paying interest. You choose. So whenever I pay off a debt, if I'm not going to pay off something next month, I redirect the money into an account that I control that's giving me compounding interest, guaranteed. And that account, it grows. So I still treat it as if I'm still paying that debt. That's a free one for you. You can use it. They did that. Now they have over $1 million that they're looking forward to collect in the future. Now, most people will see this and immediately make a decision to be like Mark and Joyce. Put in the chat bar and say, hey, will this include you? Say yes. You can say no. Give me the answer. Does it include you? Would that include you? Remember, whatever you say, you put it, guess what? It goes to God, and God puts a check mark to it. and you don't say nothing, there's 53 of you on here. Should say something, should put it, claim it. So let's review. Step 1, knowledge. Step 2, we talked about improving cash flow. Step 3, reduce debt. Step 4, reduce taxes. Step 5, minimize risk. Step 6, the big picture reveal. So when we finish this, what we do is step 7, your decision time. See, a goal without a plan is just a wishful thinking. A lot of people have goals. Man, I want to travel the world when I retire. I want to go on a cruise ship. Those are goals. Those are great goals. But guess what? If you don't have a plan in place, you just wishful thinking. So this is the part that I cannot do for you. This is the part that I'm going to need you to do. Very simple. Just like Mark and Joyce, what do we do with Mark and Joyce? We give them a financial questionnaire to complete. If you're interested in that financial questionnaire, all you have to do is send me a message, or I could send it to, Dr. O, and she could distribute it to all of you, and you fill out a questionnaire, send it back. We gather your personalized big picture report, analyze your data, run the reports for you with your numbers. And then we set up a second meeting. And that meeting, I'm going to show you how we can help you get out of debt. Do everything. We'll show you the numbers so that you see it. You could send me an email. We'll forward the numbers to you, or, send it to Monique as well if you want. Very simple. That way I'll work with you. I'll help you get it right. Now, let me show you some examples and then open it up for questions. Because I know you're probably asking, how does this work? All right, let me answer the question for you. Show you how it works. Let me show you some examples. And there's some things I'll show you. So let's go here, sample questions. Actually, before I do that, let me show you something else. So this is the questionnaire that we have folks complete. Very simple. Your name, your date of birth, your retirement age, what age you want to retire, your children's information, their ages, the state that you're in. Tell me your current concerns. What are you concerned about? Controlling spending, eliminating debt, reducing taxes, provide for your children or grandchildren education, maximizing savings, creating your own family bank, wills and trust, asset protection. See, there's a difference, see? And then estate planning. See, we put wills and trust, and then we also have asset protection. Because some trusts are not asset protection. And then future expenditures. Do you have a wedding coming up? Do you have, car you're totally? I just need to know what is going to happen. What are you planning? How much money are you looking to spend very soon? Because I want to show you a different way of doing it. Real estate. A lot of you have money in real estate. So, but all I'm looking for is the principal and interest only. Not the taxes, not the escrow, because that one you're going to pay that forever. Even if your house is paid off, you still got to pay taxes and insurance. Outstanding mortgage amount, how many years you got on there? And what is the interest rate the bank is charging you? And then tell me what type of mortgage you have. Is it a fixed term, 5 years, or interest only? I need to know that. And if you have investment properties, let me know. List them here as well. All right, because we're going to show you how to pay off all of those things. All of the debt, everything. I know we can. And then here's all the debts you have. Credit card, you need to put the name, Bank of America. Amount do you owe? $5,000. Interest rate, 18%. Minimum payment, $100. Actual payment, man, with your chest out, $500 a month. You're giving them extra to pay it off quickly because that's what the bank said. The bank say, pay extra. The media say, pay extra. Everybody say pay extra. All right, just let me know what it is. Then life insurance you currently have, let me know what it is. Gross income, your wife's income, monthly. Desired retirement income. And then do you expect a significant change in cash flow in the near future? I just need to know that. Then list everywhere you have your money sitting. 401k, checking account, savings account, money market, under your mattress, save everywhere. I just need to know the account type, the account value, and the monthly contribution that you're putting in that account. And that's it. That's it. Now, go back here real quick and show you some samples. So this is a single female. We blocked out the names. You can see the 975.42 in this example. Why does this keep coming up? All right. So they were going to be in debt for 30 years. She didn't have a whole lot of debt herself. She has a car, a home equity line, and a house when I met with her. And she's spending $2,600 a month. Let me exit this guy. $2,600 a month, interest $118,400. This is a true story. Should have been dead, total number of years, 19 years, total debt 288, interest paid 118, real debt 407. After working with her, we got her out of debt in 7.2 years. Paid off her debt, but most importantly, not just that we paid off the debt, we also, she was liquid. Now she has wealth, $693,000 in that same 19-year period. So we paid off the debt in 7 years. She continues saving for the next 19 years and walked away with $693,000. And if she passed away, her family will get a $1.5 million tax-free. This other couple here, they're both married, they're in their 40s. They have a lot of debt, a whole lot. I show this because I want you to know that we can help everyone. Their total debt is $1 million. It would have taken them 57.6 years, 61 years to be exact, to pay off all their debt the way they were doing it. This same couple actually told me, they said, man, we've been making extra payments on our debt. I said, okay, but it doesn't look like it's going anywhere, right? I say, yeah, but check this out. We paid off everything in 10 years, and they saved $333,000 in interest. Not only did they do that, now they have $5.8 million liquid. One last one, this one right here. Let's see, and this is my registered nurse. She was 64 when I met her. Single, she's a registered nurse. I don't know why this thing keep jumping up. She's a registered nurse, 30 years to pay off all her debt. This is the lady that was almost in tears. She would have been in debt for 16 years. She wanted to retire in 8 years. Total debt, 261. Oh my goodness. And boom, we paid off all her debt in 8.4 years. Not only did we pay off all her debt in 8.4 years, she now has $266,000 saved, liquid cash. She was so thankful because she wanted to make sure her daughter was fine. This other property was her daughter's property she bought for her daughter. All right, so that's all I got, Dr. O. Any questions?
Wow. Yes, I think I'm sure people have questions. Thank you so much. This was powerful. Great information. But before I even entertain questions, I wanted to remind you to please send me that form so that I can shoot it out and people can fill it, people who are interested, and we can get it back to you. I contacted Monique, and Monique is in the same frame of mind and thoughts as you. So, this is a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a question here that I don't even understand. Dr. Oduyebo wrote, why is Cube
Cube
Huge.
money asking for my social security number after
Yes.
collecting my full name, date of birth, and home address. That's
Yeah.
well, because it's a bank that's going to be, they're going to be sending you a debit card. You know, they're regulated. So they're not a fly by night. It's a great company. But again, they're going to send you a debit card. They're going to send you a lot of things. You're going to be able to put so the way Cube Money works is you're able to put your money in this debit card. So when you go to the grocery store and you're shopping, instead of using your debit card from your traditional bank, you're going to use Cube Money. It's a digital banking envelope. You're opening up a debit card. That's what it is. All right. So it's safe. So don't worry about anything. Your money is safe. It's fine. They're not going to report you to anybody. It's just, so this is the power of digital banking with cash envelopes. You know, so they've been featured on Forbes, all these things, finance concept, and a lot of powerful people have endorsed. So it's good. They have for couple, families, and everybody. And that's yours truly right here. All right, so I'm right there, working my Niger fit, you know, Niger for life.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
But yeah, your money is safe, my brother. All right.
whew. Well, my questions I'm going to reserve for when I do my one-on-one with you. But on the forum, I think everybody is kind of numb. It's breathtaking. I read there, somebody said this is breathtaking. And it's an awesome presentation. Somebody just wrote, but private chatted me that it's an awesome presentation. And people are grateful. I want to ask you this, because this is something that I know that hinders a lot of people from approaching you. If somebody is not making money, I mean, when you putting out the numbers, like that couple, they're making 6,000, almost 7,000 something a month. Someone is not making money. They're not making that much. They're still trying to survive. Where do they start? How do they save?
The first step is contacting me. Don't prejudge. I wouldn't be doing this presentation, you know, just because I'm looking for the cream of the crop. I don't care how much a person makes. I just need to know that you're serious, you're responsible, and you're friendly. That's it. I don't care how much you make. You make 30,000, you make 40,000. Those are examples that I shared earlier. So all you got to do is, the first step is taking action. When I send you the form, complete it, email it back, you know, privately to me, confidential, you know, send it, and we use it, then we'll go through it and help you, and then we'll set up a meeting, and I'll send you my calendar so we can meet and go over your numbers, you know, so that you'll be in a better position.
Okay, great. Dr. Ezugu, you have your hand.
Yes. Doug, thanks again for a beautiful presentation. Again, I do see that this is like a ministry for you, and that's really highly appreciated. The concept, you know, on the insurance, could you just address it to people, because many people are so much afraid of using insurance as a tool to get through these things, and there's that fear of things that shouldn't really be there. Can you just address it so that people can understand that this is a very useful tool? Thank you.
So cash value insurance, unfortunately, has a lot of bad press over the years because so many people, insurance agents, abuse it. So I understand. And most people say, well, you know, insurance is only for when I die. Yeah, it is, but there's different types of insurance. Insurance has been around for loads of years. Over, like one company I use, they've been around for 175 years. Another company, 200 years. right? Insurance company, they are a financial institution. They are a financial institution. So as a financial institution, they loan money out. They're loaning money out to people. So even banks, a bank will, in some cases, will loan you money before they loan money to somebody to buy stock. They can loan you money to buy life insurance that you can use for your future. All right. So insurance companies have a lot of benefits. It has living benefits that you can use. For example, you could borrow money from insurance now. Some people will be like, why should I borrow money from insurance? The same way you borrow money from a bank. When you go to the bank and borrow money, you're not fighting them, right? But insurance has some benefits in there that a lot of folks don't even understand. So it's so important to understand the power of insurance. But what I do is, it's not just selling you the insurance, it's to educate you. And insurance is just one aspect, just one product. There's a lot of products that we have that you can also take advantage of. But before I even start talking about insurance, I need to understand what's going on in your world. And then I break down stuff for you correctly. Does that make sense?
Very much, yes.
Yeah. Dr. O, you're muted.
I was talking, I just realized. Sorry about that. I have lots of private chats, and all I'm going to say is that when you send me the form, let's agree now, you're going to put the email address that the filled out forms should be sent to, so that they can be sent directly to you, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
And just put on there when you send it, just say, I was from the Medical Monday, with Dr. O.
Okay, so you don't charge my people for that.
So here's the deal, right? There's some things I charge for, there's some things I don't charge for. So for financial education, I don't charge for that because I want to educate you, I want to help you. And I let the companies pay me because they got more money. Because if I have to charge, I'll charge like the lawyers charge the hour. So I rather they pay me because they got money. And the financial institutions that I do business pay me. Now, here's the way that I prefer to get paid. The second way I like to get paid is via referrals. But I don't want any referral until I do exactly what I say I'm going to do and you're happy with it. Once you're happy with it, then refer people to me. Because again, I don't advertise, so refer people to me. But when it comes to referral, I'm only looking for 3 things in the referral. I need them to be serious, responsible, and friendly. Those are the 3 things I look for. Serious people, responsible person, and friendly. If you have those 3 and you know that person, then refer them to me. And then I'll work with them. Is that good?
That sounds good. So I will send out that email, everybody on the platform. If I don't have your email and you are interested, please send me your email. If you get email from me every week, then I do have your email address, and I will forward it to you. So what are your parting words for us?
Well, so make sure you follow me. If you're not following me on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, make sure you follow me on there. I am Douglas Eze. Very simple, with the check mark on it, on the green check mark verification. Or go on my YouTube, watch the video, subscribe to my YouTube page. Very important, and watch all the videos that I've put out there. Keep educating yourself, keep learning. There's no such thing as wasted knowledge. It's only when you don't use it. There's a lot of stuff I've shared tonight. Debt is a big deal. A lot of people are in debt. And what we do is I just teach you a different way of looking at the same debt. I teach you how to control your money. Think about it. Every time you say, okay, I want to pay off a mortgage, right? I want to pay off my house. Sounds good. And I want you to pay off your house. I want you to do that. But the problem is, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? How are you paying for it? Right? the way you pay for it would determine whose house are you building. Are you building a house for the government, or are you building a house for the banks? And then your future person is looking at you like, what are you doing? So your future person is praying that you make the right decision today so that in the future, you could live the lifestyle that you want, right? So always remember, your dollar today is more valuable than your dollar in the future. So you need to make sure your dollar today is growing so that in future it could be there. Your money got to be making money. You know, I call it making money babies. And there's tons of accounts that you could do that could help you scale. But I can't give you those accounts because I don't know your particular financial situation. So I need to understand your financial situation before I can advise you better. All right.
Thank you so much. And you'll be hearing from us because I'll send out the form and people will contact you. But sorry, I have questions, and you must answer the questions of my family. You have to. The questions came, a little bit later tonight, but it's here. Sister Lola wants to know how long it would be for you to have held the insurance before you can borrow against it.
That's a great question. It all depends on your particular situation and how the insurance policy is designed. So we have companies that we can take the policy, we could design it today, you put money in today, you could get money out tomorrow. You could get money in 6 months, 3 months. Just depends on the policy. You don't have to wait. So it's all about how it's designed. Unfortunately, a lot of insurance agents don't know how to design insurance correctly. And not every insurance company actually like you taking money out of the policy. So I've been in this for a long time. Our agency, we're number one in a lot of companies we do business with. And we let them know, because I'm a consumer just like you. I'm a consumer, just like you. So I want to make sure that whichever company I'm going to do business with, are going to give me the same product that, that's going to make sense. Because I put a lot of money in insurance. I use insurance for a lot of things. Assets to purchase. I'm about to buy another business right now. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm using the money from my insurance to go buy the business. I don't have to do a credit check. I don't have to do an income verification. The insurance company sends the money right into my account. I use that money to go fund the business, but I loan the money to the LLC that I'm going to be buying, that's going to be owning the business. So now that LLC owes me money because the entity that gave the LLC the money is another entity that owns the insurance policy. So I teach you, y'all forget that I'm Nigerian, right? I got into this financial game and I'm like, wait a minute. All these things these people are talking about don't make no sense to me, because at the end of the day, how are you telling everybody to put money in a 401k? I met a guy makes 300,000. I met a person making 50,000. And they're telling them that the maximum they could put in each of them's 401k is $20,000. That never made sense to me because, I'm like, so if you're making 300,000, you can only put in 20 grand. You're making 50, you can only put 20,000. What is the government saying? They're saying they want both of you to retire in the same neighborhood. That never made sense. So I like thinking outside the box. I don't like to be controlled by nobody because, I came from Nigeria. We don't, all of you don't like to be controlled. That's why you all are, business owners and making your own decisions, getting everything. Nobody likes to be controlled. No one. So why are they and then you hear people tell you, stop eating at Roots Crates or don't go out for. Are you crazy? I work hard for my money. I want to. Don't fly business class when you go into Nigeria, and then you get there, you're scrambled up in the back, can't sleep, and then you get home, you're giving money to everybody, but you suck. Don't let me start.
Okay, now Douglas, stop.
You get blood clot.
Yes.
So okay, Douglas, I have another one for you. Okay, is it wise to borrow money from home equity line?
Yeah, so
Yes.
HELOC. It's called a HELOC, home equity line of credit. First off, you could borrow money from it, but the bank has every right to call that loan. And when they call the loan, that means you got to pay them back quickly. So I use insurance as the home equity line of credit. Now, here's what I do. So I can only talk about what I do, because that's what I do, and it works. When I have a house, I'm paying my mortgage every month like everybody else. And as soon as I hear interest rate is low, I refinance and do cash out and pull my cash out of it. It's free money, no taxes. And I take the money, I stick it into my casual life insurance. And then I finance that loan, because when you take money out of your house, all you did was it's like doing a whole new mortgage. So I stretch it out for another 30 years. 30 years. And people are like, why? Why not? This is why, folks. I'm in a better position having my money work for me. Think about it. If you have equity in your house, is it earning any interest? No, it's not earning any interest. How quickly can you get it if you have an emergency? You got to go back to the bank and kneel down and beg. Please, my credit, it's okay, I messed up. I don't like begging anybody for money. I could go my policy and get the money that I need. So home equity line of credit, you could use casual insurance for it. I teach real estate investors how to use life insurance to invest in real estate. So.
Wow. That one's deep. Thank you so much, iPhone, whoever that is, for that question. That is a very important question. Thank you.
So is the money in the interest? Somebody said, is the money in the interest getting interest? Yes, the money in the policy is gaining interest. Better interest than the banks are paying you.
0.5%. Bank of America.
Dividends. Exactly.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, it's my sister Fawole, Dr. Fawole, or Reverend Fawole is either. Reverend Fawole or Dr. Fawole, either of them. Thank you so much. Excellent question. Wow. So.
Thank you, Dr. O. And thank you, Mr. Eze. Thank you.
My sis. That's Dr. Fawole. Thank you. And it's been an amazing night, informative. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I was depressed most of the time that Douglas was speaking. I was really down, going down. But you know what? Thank you for that question, because we concluded on a great note. I'm excited now. Okay. There is hope. So there's another question that says, so having mortgage for 30 years is better than financing 15 years?
So let me prove that to you, right? Because, sometimes numbers don't lie. Do we have time? I could prove it.
Go ahead, please. We have time.
All right, no problem.
She joined on YouTube before, and then she switched so she can ask a question.
I love it. She's an action taker. She's like, man.
She's an action person. Yeah.
All right, let me pull up some real quick and share my screen. So this will help you understand what I mean, right? So banks are very slick and they understand the game. Remember, banks make money loaning money out. That's how they make their money. And I don't fault them for that, which is why you got to have good credit to deal with a bank. See, when I go to the bank, I get money from the bank all the time. When I go to the bank to get money, they're begging me, please, how much do you want? Take. You know why? Because I pay my debt. So my credit is high. My business credit is very high, so they want to loan money to my company. My personal credit is very high, so they just love me, right? And I got money, so they even love me more. That's why I always say, and cash value insurance is king, credit is queen. But they have to marry each other. They got to be married. You can't have great credit or having and no money. or have money and don't have credit. Have both. And then you can make money, babies. So let's look at a mortgage. So we want to do a 30-year loan. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Shirish, get your calculator. All right. So we're going to do a 30-year loan. We're going to do a big mortgage, $500,000. Okay. Let's say the interest rate is 5%. The monthly mortgage payment is $2,684 a month. So what do most people do? They focus on the interest rate, 5%, and this interest paid, $466,000. And what do people say? Man, this bank is a rip-off. You're gonna pay $406. Man, that's double the money. Well, it's not double the money because this $500,000 is not your money. Is it your money? You walk to the bank and say, please, loan me $500,000. I want to buy my dream house. My dream, this is my American dream. I want to own the house. And the bank say, okay, how much you make a year? I make $300,000. I can afford it. I have no debt. Oh, okay. Then they run your credit and they come back and say, okay, you make good money and you have credit. We'll loan you this $500,000 because your credit is not the greatest, but we'll give it to you for 5%. And you say, thank you, I appreciate you. You called your loan officer, you called everybody, you celebrate, we bought the house. And all of a sudden, because remember, the bank also asks you, are you comfortable paying $2,684? You say, yes, I could pay it because I'm paying that in rent. And my real estate agent said, why are you paying rent when you could own a house? But what he didn't tell you is you got to pay taxes and insurance too. And you are now the landlord. So you buy it and you start paying your mortgage. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden you realize, man, I'm paying too much money. I'm going to make extra payment. Well, we're going to get to that later. The other question was 15-year mortgage. Okay. So $2,684, we're going to take it down to 15 years. Pay less mortgage. You're going to pay less. Okay. You're going to pay only $211,000 instead of $466,000. So you saved over $200,000. If you saved it, where is it? Oh, you don't have it. Oh, okay. So you didn't really save it because that's gone. But your new mortgage payment is $3,954. So subtract that and give me that number. $3,954. But you paid off your house in 15 years. $1,270, right? Okay. What if you had left this at 30 years and took the $1,270 and saved it? I'm going to remove this guy. First, I'm going to remove this interest rate and put 0 here. I'm going to put 0. I'm going to take $1,270. Let's say you take the $1,270, that extra money, and you start paying it under your mattress every month. $1,270 under your mattress with no interest. In 30 years, you're going to be in control of $457,000. See, we have been brainwashed to do what? Oh, you're not getting no interest. You're only getting this. Folks, at the end of the day, you're not putting, you got to give yourself power. You got to give yourself the power and say to yourself, man, congratulations. I'm actually, because it takes a lot of discipline to save money, right? So you've been saving $1,270 every month. You need to congratulate yourself and feel good about saving $457,000 over that 30-year period. That's money in your hand. That's money you control. That's money you could get to if anything goes down. Because remember, the bank is making their money first, and you're paying them down every year. Eventually, it's 0. But here's the deal. What if I could take that same and get an interest? And I'm going to even use a smaller interest, 3%, compounding over that same 30-year period. Now, look at how much you got. Not only did you save your money, you also walked away with an additional $282,000. Now you have control, $740,000 $1,000 for your future person instead of taking that money and giving it to the bank. Because some people say, well, there's extra payment. You could put that extra $1,270 here. You take it and you put over here. And guess what happens? You have no money. So if you do a 15-year loan and life happens in 10 years, in year 10, and life happens and you can't pay your mortgage in 10 years, what happens? The property will be foreclosed. And the guy that has this money in this account will buy the property because you don't owe $500,000 anymore because you've been paying on it. You've been making big payments on it. See, the goal is to be in control of your money. Never give up control of your money. And then if you're able to add more money, which is what I do, help you find money in other places. If we add an additional $1,000 here, that's $2,270. Boom. That's $515,000 saved. Just give the bank what the bank requires. Don't give them extra. Don't do 15 years, do 30 years. Why are you in a hurry? It's a house. It's a place to live. I have a big house. I have the money to pay it off. Well, I don't want to pay them off. Why would I hurry up and give my money to the bank? For what? The bank is even saying, why are you in a hurry? Why do you want to give us all this money? We gave you this at a great interest. You told us you can afford it. And we gave you the money to be able to afford that you can afford. Why are you in a hurry to give it to us? Because as soon as you give it to the bank, guess what the bank do? They take the money and they loan it out to somebody else quickly. Because that's how banks make money. They're constantly loaning money out. So the key is for you to be in control of your money and have the money here and then wait for opportunities to come. When the right opportunity comes, you could take the money from here. Imagine, you could take $500,000, you could take $1 million and take advantage of opportunity. You could buy up a whole bunch of assets that's going to keep producing money for you. I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question.
So I think you did, but there's a very important question here. But before I do that, because I don't want to leave any stone unturned, Sister Victoria, if your question is answered, please, give us a reaction to let us know, or, speak up. Oh, she said yes, it's answered. Fantastic. It's answered. So there's an important question here. Big Daddy, you have your hand raised. Please ask that question because he said he just retired. Where's the best place to invest about $50K with less stress? You can unmute and speak up because he has his hand raised. There you go. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. I'm new. My cousin just sent me the link. I just have a quick question. I just retired. I'm still in my 50s, and I was thinking of starting a bakery in Lagos, which I'm still working on, or I have other business I'm doing here. I'm thinking of where I can easily invest like 50 to 70 to 100K with less stress.
Okay, we just have to sit down and talk about it, figure it out. And then I'll show you some options and get to understand what's going on in your world first. Like,
I'm a retired network engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to have a personal conversation
Okay.
because there'll be more that he would ask. I'm going to repost this, and welcome, by the way, to Medical Mondays with Dr. O. We meet every Monday at 7 p.m. If you look at the chat box, you will see a contact I put there for Monique Williams. So when you contact Monique, I guarantee you she would do the appropriate and schedule you to see Douglas one-on-one.
Okay.
And, of course, remember to say you you met on Medical Mondays. Call Monique even tonight. She'll pick up her phone. I guarantee you that.
Can you post the number again?
I just did. Look in the chat box.
Monique, okay, I will.
Yeah, if you can just take a picture actually of it. I do that. It's easier for me.
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay, you got
Took
it?
a screenshot.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So, Douglas, there's another question. There's fractional banking in America. Explain this, please.
I don't know. That's something you could Google and find out. I don't know the answer to that.
I love your honesty. So that's something that we'll leave for.
Yeah, just go to Google. Google answer the question for you.
Oh my God.
It answers a lot of questions. No.
So while he's doing that, I want to wish every father on this platform a happy Father's Week, and happy Father's Month, happy Father's Year, because you're a father every year. This Father's Day, Mother's Day, I think it's an ongoing thing, and I pray that the Lord would just bless each one of you. We appreciate you, fathers. It will bless you with many more happy fathering years and give you the wisdom to be excellent fathers. And also, happy Juneteenth. It's a great day, even though it's a holiday, so to say, we have so many of us on the platform, and I congratulate us because we seeking knowledge, we want to better ourselves. And so, but happy Juneteenth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I hope all the fathers did not just get a socks for Father's Day.
Socks is good enough. Anything.
Exactly.
It keeps you warm.
Yes, anything given is fine. Yeah, it's the love behind it that counts. So what's fractional banking?
I don't know what that is.
Did you get it? Okay, we don't know what that is.
Do they mean fractional banking or fractional shares when you buy stock?
Oh, it says fractional banking in America is what it says. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
know what it is.
yes.
Answer the question.
So, Sister Oluomo Wale, can you ask the question? If you can unmute and ask the question, that'd be great. Oh, Sister Diala, thank you. She said, what a better way to celebrate. It is a better way to celebrate. Thank you. So, thank you so much, everyone. It's been an amazing night, loaded with information. And I pray that on this platform, I've said it, that every single one of us will be multimillionaires. This is the third time Douglas have been here. It's got to rub off.
Amen. Amen.
So by the grace of God, we would all prosper. And please, let's use the tools we have, and that is Douglas and Monique, and better our stances. I think my sister Daisy, all the way from South Carolina. Sister Daisy, how are you, darling? She said fractional reserve banking is a banking system in which banks hold a portion of customer deposits in reserves and use the rest in loans to other customers. So, but we don't want them to do that to us anymore. So, Dr. Ajay also said, fractional reserve banking is a system of banking operating in almost all countries worldwide, under which banks that take deposits from the public are required to hold a portion of their deposit liabilities in liquid assets as a reserve and are at liberty to lend the remainder to borrowers. Bank reserves are held as cash in the bank or as balances in the bank's account at the central bank. The country's central bank determines the minimum amount that banks must hold in liquid assets, called the reserve requirement or reserve ratio. Most commercial banks hold more than this minimum amount as excess reserves. So fractional reserve banking is a system in which only a fraction of bank deposits are required to be available for withdrawal. Banks only need to keep a specific amount of cash on hand and can create loans from the money you deposit. Fractional reserves work to expand the economy by freeing capital for lending.
Leave all these things. This is all long story that they used to.
It is.
Because deceive the American people. All these things ain't making you no money.
Okay, wait a minute. Sister Daisy said something that Dr. Eze explained fractional banking system during his presentation. I was going to say that. As I was reading, I wanted to say, he has said it over and over again. The bank uses our money. That's it. But this time, they keep some and they've used some.
I mean, they have to keep some in their reserve account. They got to keep some. I help a lot of banks put money in certain things. So they have to keep some money, of course, because if not, if they don't, then they go out of business, like the one in Cal that went out of business. But don't worry, we're gonna show you how to become your own bank and be in control of your money. If you don't hear, if anything you take away from tonight, control is the key.
Yes.
You give up control, you lose. Be in control of your money in everything you do. So that's it.
Brother Yomi, thank you so much for the congratulations. Sister Daisy said also that you explained a key aspect of fractional banking system during your presentation. Thank you for a comprehensive talk. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for sharing this great information, Eze. And she said in capitals. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Doing such comprehensive and useful presentation. Bravo. Thank you, sis. She is a mighty giant in South Carolina. She does, she does a lot. I have to bring her on sometime. You all have to meet her. So Dr. Ajay's, both of them said, control of my own money. I think we got the message. Douglas, it took you 3 trials for us to get it. But guess what? We got it.
Good.
To God be the glory. Yes, sis. To God we got it. Control your money. We will control our money. We'll be following up with you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for always giving. I echo Dr. Izugu, who said, this is, I won't call it charity. He used the name. It's really giving back. And
it's a ministry for him, and that is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a ministry. We thank you so much. From all the Medical Mondays family, we are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Why not? Hey, I'm also hiring. So if you know some people that are struggling with their job, I don't care what they do. If they work at Walmart, McDonald's, wherever, and your age don't matter either. You could tap in and learn this business, financial services. Very simple. There's no fee to join. This is not like an MLM where you got to pay fee every month. You just got to take an exam and pass the exam, and then we train you. Everything you learned in the exam, just forget it at the door. Come in so I could reprogram your mind and train you correctly so that you could start educating. Because I can tap into everybody. There's people you might know that I can reach. So we're looking for financial advisors to work with us. We'll train you. When I got started, I was 24 years old with just a high school diploma from Nigeria, waiting table at IHOP, and somebody gave me the opportunity. I had an open mind and I listened and I went, and it's been the best thing ever. So you'll get to learn from people like myself. I have a lot of folks that I train already that do it the way I do it. So you'll be able to learn and continue to scale your financial knowledge. At least worst case scenario, even if you don't sell nothing, you get to learn about money. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we work every day to make money, you got to know how to keep the money and pass it on to the next generation. Tax-free, or else you're going to pass it to the government. And the government will they love it. That's why the government loves you to bring money into America and do what you do. So when you leave the money in America. So Tap in. Monique, I sent you the form. Send it to Dr. O, and then everyone could email me after that. Send me back the form, fill it out correctly, send it back. Don't leave nothing empty. The only reason you leave it empty is if you don't have it. But if you have it, don't say, oh, I don't know if I should put this one. Put it. I don't know if I should put it. I need to know. I'm the doctor, financial doctor. Different doctors. I didn't go, I have a PhD, public high school diploma. So
okay, we are conferring you the doctorate on Mondays with Dr. O, because guess what? All you have been presenting to us is PhD level.
Practical.
It's the PhD level. Right, Dr. Zugu?
Very practical.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. So we learned a new thing today that I will share with you really quickly, that moringa tree actually generates electricity. Dr. Zugu sent that to me earlier. I think it's an eye-opener. We need to look more into that. It's, that's an additional thing that moringa tree does. So till we meet again next week, please stay safe. We still wear a mask in our clinics. But, thank God, things are better. I just flew in from Canada. I didn't wear a mask at all. And I'm fine. So I don't know. But I would still say, let's be sensible and reasonable and